Welcome back, everybody. It is time to buy a few cows. My brother's off to get the first load, and we have, yeah, as you can see, it's snowing, so we're gonna have a lot of work to do here. Not much time has progressed, basically just one day since the last episode, and I'm gonna probably sound like a broken record here, but I'm trying to load several episodes up from before I leave for the farm for harvest, because I'm going to have zero time for about 2 weeks when I leave there, which is coming up basically now as you are watching this episode. So I'm not sure how many I'll be able to preload here and get ready to go before I leave, but it looks like the poll results are in. Unfortunately, I cannot edit a poll after it's already started. Otherwise, I probably would have edited the Manitou for adding a Clifford name and a Eustace name. Those two seem to fit better over there instead of with the Ford. But anyway, the poll results are in, and it is Billy for the Ford and Manny for the Manitou, Manitou, I believe. I'm trying to remember how to say that right. Unless those polls change drastically in between the recording of this episode and when this episode goes live, I doubt it. So right now it looks like those are sticking, and that's what I'll call them for this episode. But if the results change, I'll change their names. Anyway, we've got Billy and Manny. Billy just left for the... yeah. So... we have got still, so we've got to take care of the cleanliness. It looks like the cleanliness is an everyday issue. We've got quite a bit of manure there. We'll probably try to scoop some of the manure out, and then, oh boy, I don't know how much longer it's going to come down like this, but we're, right now the cow price it's not terribly low. It's $47.66, and I feel like that's low enough to start buying a few cows, but I don't know if that's enough to... oops, forgot to lower the bucket all the way. I'm not sure if that's enough to buy all of our cows, so we'll probably just play the wait-and-see game, do a few of them, because, I mean, with the snow coming down, we might not be able to do too much anyway, because... whoa, hit a little something there. Because our driveway may get a little bit too hard to handle. The... snow mask, if you are not familiar with up here in this area, the snow mask looks like it only covers the main road, not the actual path out here to the... why am I not doing it? Yeah, I think that this will be a better feeding trough, so actually we might not be able to get in here since let's see, grass, yeah, we might be at capacity for grass, so we might just have to leave this in the bucket, which actually isn't the end of the world. So let's actually just do that. Here, let's go back in here and just we'll just kind of leave it right here at the beginning. I mean, unless we need to start scooping a lot of snow, I think that leaving Heidi right here is just fine. And let's go back to Manny here. We got to make sure that none of the cows escape while we have this here. Where can I put these grass bales? I guess, well, we're going to need to... I guess I should have just put the grass bales away, really, is the answer that I should have done. But for now, I think that... let's see. Can I... oh, it's so hard to see with this thing. If I think I can actually just drop them off up here, and that should still leave us enough room for scooping out manure. So actually... I think I'll just leave the bale spike here as well, because we don't really need that for scooping manure. We can't use it, actually. We need the other one. So, let's get on backing up here. And if, I heard someone say the leveler works really good for snow plowing, but if it becomes too problematic, I was thinking I could actually get the shovel for Manny. I don't know. I didn't originally just because we don't really have that much that we need a shovel for. We have the silage that's going away because we're doing wrapped bales from now on. All right, we've just got to get... yeah, there we go. It's always hard to see this at the... there we go. At the right level if we are scooping the correct amount of manure. This is... I'm so glad we have this Manitou with this nice big telehandler scoop for... manure. It is very nice as opposed to the You know, that scoop for... Oh, man, this feels heavy. I love the more realistic mod. If you guys don't play with the more realistic mod, I highly recommend you to try it out. It's really not that complicated. There was a poll on FSUK, do you use more realistic, do you use seasons, or do you use them both? And it was kind of surprising how many people said that they... Wait a minute. Why aren't you dumping? Is that not all the way open? So it would appear that because of the snow, we cannot dump inside the pit. It looks like some problem with snow and... Yeah, it appears to be some problem with the snow and... Oh boy. We're going to have to turn this off for now. I guess we can use... Maybe we can use Heidi to scoop out and get rid of some snow so we can dump manure in there. It seems kind of counterproductive. Or, actually, you know what a better option would be? Let's just put this in the manure spreader for now. Let's get Frederick. We haven't started up Frederick in a while. Oh, do we have the backup lights on? Is that the problem there? Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's get Frederick going because... You know, it's good to start a tractor in the winter instead of having them sit all winter. So we'll hit that and close the door. There we go. Von Frederickstein. Okay, let's get him going here. This will be a nice little drive for Frederick. Don't want to run him too fast here when he's still cold. I probably should have let him idle for a little bit. But... yeah, we want to get to work. Okay, here we go. Let's get backed up in here. And whoops, don't want this one. Don't know what I was thinking. Okay, here we go. It's nice how those wipers go automatically. That's kind of a nice addition they did when they made this mod. Okay. Yeah, you know what? If we can't do it one way, we're gonna... we're going to do it another. I seriously doubt it is the map because we have done... You know, we've dumped in there before and we never had a problem. So I don't think it's a problem with the map. It appears that it's something with snow where you can't dump on a snow layer. You have to dump where there is either nothing or there's already manure. Because we were able to dump a little bit of that manure, just not all of it. So... here we go. Let's see. Where I wonder where my brother is at. Where should we leave? Let's see. I know what we're going to do. We're actually going to... I think the easiest thing would be to just pull it in front right here and unload with Manny right there. But it appears that my brother is back, so let's actually get out of his way so he can back in there, and then we will do that in a minute. So we don't get snow inside here. I don't know how that works with snow and manure mixed. Probably the same thing would happen where snow won't dump inside the open container since there's already manure, but we don't know that for certain, so we'll just keep it safe there. And my brother is backing on in. He's got our first set of 9 cows from the store, so this will be nice. It's nice of him to back this in for us. Look at that backing job. You know, I guess I could have gotten back there and helped him back up a little bit. Okay, so let's unload. And confirm. And we'll send him back on his way. All right, there he goes again with another load. Well, an empty load. He goes to get another load. Okay, let's figure this out. Let's put back Frederick and the tornado. All right, here we go. I think this will be easy. We'll just do it this way. So we can turn. Don't want to back into the fence. We should get it. There we go. We're clear there. And if we just pull forward right here, basically where my brother was backed into, I think we'll just be able to come out straight with Manny and get it done. Yeah, let's try that. Okay. So, unfortunately, Manny has to go back through the cow shed, but that's not a big deal. We actually could use to scoop up a little bit more since we dropped a little bit. So let's lower that, actually, so we can see. Man, we can feel the weight of that on there. It's a lot of poop. It got a lot of poop in there. Alright, I love this all-wheel steering. This is so nice. Okay, let's make sure we are low enough. We are scooping that poop. Okay. Should we try to do this from inside? This is going to be awful hard. Oh, boy. Depth perception's so hard. I think... Is that good there? No, I don't want to dump that. Okay, we are actually pretty good. Maybe extend just a little bit. And down. There we go. Yeah, see, there's not a problem dumping. It is all just... Wrong button. Oh, goodness. Okay. We are... We're a little bit ugly there. We'll get that. Okay, so we need to go on back. Let's try to keep this view. This could be a nice little view for you guys. If I don't run into anything, that is. Alright, here we go. We're gonna get this poop. Scooping the poop. And are we not low enough? There we go. It was not tilted forward enough. And it looks like, I think this should get all the poop. I think there was 3,000 something. So between this and the last load, that should basically be all of the poop. Oh, maybe not. There is still 2,000 left. Well, let's dump this because I don't think we can get it all on the same loader anyway. So let's get up there. And, whoops. You know, depth perception. Look at that. It's so hard to tell sometimes, I tell ya. Alright. There we go. And now, where was the rest of that poop? There was a little bit back there that I don't think I got yet, but I think that's... Maybe it just takes a little while to update? No, it looks like there's a little bit right there. Basically where the... Oh, didn't mean to do that. Right where the cow was standing, and... Okay, we're just... Are you gonna move? Come on. Okay, actually, we are a bit too low. So, there we go. We got quite a bit of it. And we just have a little bit more over on this side, I think. And then that should be all. I thought I saw some right there, yeah. So that's definitely not 2,000 worth. Where's the rest of the poop? I don't know. Maybe it just took a little while for that cow page to update a little bit. I think that was probably the issue. All right, let's raise it on up and put it on in. All right, we got it. All right, let's get in Frederick here and close the door, hit the wheel, and we're going to put this under cover. You know, this looks like a huge, it looks so huge, but, I mean, we're already how much percent full? And it feels like there's not very many liters on there. I mean, this, you know, spreading manure goes fast, so I think we got the right size manure spreader for our farm. It's not too big, but we do need to put it under cover, so that way, you know what, let's just swing all the way around, so that way it's easier to back into and get. And we can actually do it with those wheel weights. We had those. Oh, look at this. You can see the tracks in the snow. This season's mod is awesome. We had the wheel weights in there for plowing. I think it helped out when we plowed the last field there. That was quite a slope. You know what? So we can just... I guess let's just leave it hooked up for now. I don't know what else we'll use Frederick for in the winter. So, yeah, we'll just leave it there. And it looks like... Let's see, what else can we do around the farm here today? We already have... We can't prepare our seed. We already... I guess we could fill up with water, kind of as a preemptive strike to make sure that we are topped off there. And then it looks like we can give a couple more buckets of silage. So, you know what? While we have the gates open wide here, maybe we'll try that. Actually, well, I just said gates open wide. Let's make sure that this back door is shut. We don't want cows escaping. All the new cows that we got, they're going to take up a little bit extra room. So, there we go. And let's see. Yeah, all the cows over here are in pens, so we don't have to close those gates. I just realized that I had it on 1x speed again. That was when I was... Sorry about that. It's not me trying to cheat, I swear. I'm just trying to set up the course play routes, you know, not in real game time, because... Just to make it feel a little bit more real, but then when I have to stop and explain that I... the reason why I had it on 1x speed instead of the normal 5x speed. Yeah, sorry about that. So, I will... not do that in the future. I'll try my best not to do that. In case you're just tuning in and I'm not explaining myself very well, I put it on 1x speed when I always keep the game on 5x speed, or at least that's what I try to preach, right? Except for when I set up things off screen, I move it to 1x speed. Otherwise, it would take, it could take all day just running to and from the store a couple times. And when you play at 5x speed, to keep that pressure up, and I'm setting things up just for the, like a course play route, that takes extra time that wouldn't necessarily, it's basically wasted time. And so I move it to 1x speed while I'm figuring things out, but unfortunately, I forget to always move it back up to 5x speed. So there we go. We get a little bit of silage in there. And let's switch back to the steering wheel. There's no reason to do mouse and keyboard. It just looks so much more smooth. Okay. Let's raise it up a little bit. And, yep, get over the gate. I almost hit the gate there. Okay, so maybe, what, one or two more? Let's do one more thing of silage here. Oh, stop. Turn around. I had the other buttons for the raising up the front loader, but I missed the backup button. Okay. Here we go. We are... I think one more of these, and... Actually, let's check our fill level now. I think that, yeah, one more of these should be good enough and kind of keep it level with the power food and the rest of the food. And then we'll go grab the water tanker. And... We'll go grab the water tanker and give them water, and I think that is pretty good. So let's get out of here. And that is, you see my brother slipping with Billy. That is probably, he's coming up the hill. It doesn't look like another snow layer has added, but it still is a little bit slippery coming up that hill. So let's get ahead of him over here and get that water tanker. Can't quite see him yet. Should be popping up around the corner there pretty soon. And, yeah, there we go. Let's get this tanker. I do love the black smoke at Heidi. I am so glad we did not sell Heidi. Heidi is a very useful tractor. And... Oh, there's my brother right there. Let's get a scenic view of him. This feels like Christmas. So... It is really nice to, as I was saying, it's really nice to have Heidi and that TW, because with Billy and Heidi, it's two tractors that if we need to replace them, that's fine eventually as the run hours, increase. But for now, it's great because we're putting run hours on the smaller tractors as opposed to, if I sold Heidi, then we'd have to do a job like this with Fritz or something else. So it is really nice to have another tractor. You know what? Okay. All right, let's unload these cows. And we have $200,000 left. I think we should probably save it and see if the price goes down. I feel like late winter, the price will drop even more than this, 47.66. So let's wait and, average out our price a little bit. That's kind of how they advise you to buy stocks anyway. So that's kind of what we're doing. We are trying to, I forget what that term's called with the stock market, when you spread out when you buy it over a long period of time. So it, you have a possibility of getting... It averages out the high prices and the low prices, basically. Anyway, I forget what I'm talking about. Let's just leave it at that, and we will get my brother. He went inside for a nice cup of tea. We are in the West Coast, after all, so tea is what you drink instead of coffee. And let's get out of here. We will probably, like I said, we'll probably save this for another time. You know what? I'm half tempted to just park it. Yeah, let's just go over here. We don't need to fear snow getting inside this trailer, so we'll just go out here and turn around on the grass field. Shouldn't really pose any problems. Yeah, this tractor's powerful enough to do it. We don't get stuck. I do have, I took off the manual gearbox, in case you noticed that. I took that off while it was on course play, just because I didn't know how it would work with manual gearbox and course play. So I didn't want to risk that having problems. So before I forget, though, let's turn that gearbox back on, because it is really enjoyable to play that tractor with the course play. And if you do use more realistic mod, be sure to... Here, let's turn off our lights. Be sure to get the most recent update for this tractor pack, the Ford TW pack, at the more realistic data bank. There's BeefyMan666 of FS UK updated it, as I think I said that a couple episodes ago. But in case you missed it or you're jumping around, he updated this to do extra changes. There was already a databank file on the databank, but he updated it, made several new changes, and reconfigured the gearbox that you see there. So if you do use the MR mod and are wondering why your tractor is different and it's not utilizing that gearbox, the same one that I have, well, that's why. So be sure to get the updated copy there. And as with any MR databank mod, if you notice anything wrong, or if you... Not that I've noticed anything wrong with that, but be sure to leave comments. Not enough people leave comments. Even if it's a good mod and you don't find any problems, leave comments, because there's not enough people that leave comments for, or feedback for your mod. And if you don't hear anything, sometimes it's easy to start thinking that, well, maybe there's something wrong with my mod. So it's easy to think that when you don't hear positive feedback. So be sure to leave positive feedback as well. And here we go. We are hopping on in to this. And should we try... Let's see. Let's try, actually... Since I have to normally back in the other way, let's try the trigger on this side and see if it works. Oh, yeah. There we go. So that's all we had to do. We had to go on this side for the trigger. Let's get down to V1. Let's get a little bit closer there with the rear end, just to make it a little bit more realistic. And that's close enough. Let's dump in the water, and then we will be off. And I think this will probably conclude the episode for the day. Like I said, we will watch the snow continue to fall while I am away. And what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that in between now and the next episode, I'll wait until late winter. So that looks like it will be in day 7. Day 7 will be starting of late winter, and that's when we will resume the episode. Actually, we'll probably wait until Monday. That is the last day of winter. Let's do that. We'll wait until the last day of winter. It'll be snowing. We'll probably see an increase in the snow layers between now... Oh, goodness. That was... Pretend you didn't see that. We would have popped a tire there or something. That's ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, you didn't see that. But what I was saying is, let's wait till then, because it's snowing, and snowing is fun as the last day of winter. Well, actually, maybe we shouldn't wait until that long, because it's not like spring's going to be any warmer. it's going to take a long time for the ground temperature to warm up to where we can do anything with the field work. And that's really the only thing that we can do in the spring other than, I mean, what else do we do in the spring if we can't be in the field? It's basically going to be the same thing as winter is what I'm trying to say. Okay, you know what? Let's just pull this into the shed over here and get it under cover just for good practice, because we don't want our equipment to rust out in the elements. So I think that is good right there. And we'll disconnect Heidi, hop back in Heidi, and we'll park Heidi inside the shed for the same reason. We'll close that gate and be done for the day. And I promise we're not going to do any long-winded speeches this time. Nothing. I'm not going to say anything else. We're going to end an episode on time, as I promise, for once. Okay, so we're going to park Heidi, and we're going to get out of here. We're going to close this gate, and enter scenic mode, and we will hop onto our pile of snow here, and, I don't know, look at stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I'm going to be at the farm for the next 2 weeks starting today. So, that's a long ways away from my recording computer. I live in Austin. The farm is up in Illinois. I go back and help out Dad, and it's going to be a big harvest this year. It's a lot of work, and if I had any spare time at all up there, I would probably try to bring at least my laptop and record something for you guys. But for those of you who haven't worked a farm during harvest, it is basically sun up to sundown, and long after those hours, it's the grain elevator opens at 7 in the morning typically, or 8, and the grain elevator typically closes at 9 at night, and you're working all those hours plus more because you have to clean up the equipment. You don't want to have your combine start on fire, so you have to blow out the combine. There's greasing. You have to make sure all the parts are working correctly. So there's a lot of preventative maintenance throughout the season on the combine where you want to make sure you're greased. You want to blow it off to make sure, it's really weird talking about the fall harvest when it's snowing, because I have visions in my head oh man, why am I talking about harvest going home in Illinois? It's going to be snowing. You can't harvest in the snow. No, you got to separate the fictional game and your real life. So that's okay. One more time, hop up on the snow. Be sure to subscribe and thumb up if you enjoyed. I feel like I ended the last episode in the same way up here on my little pile of snow. So it's you guys. Thanks for watching, and thanks for bearing with me and all my shenanigans. Anyway, thanks, guys. I think I said thanks 3 times now. Okay, for real this time. Goodbye. I just want to say I'm not doing this on purpose. This is just me. I'm not trying to embellish or ramble or do anything on purpose. It's just how I normally talk, and probably why people don't like me in real life. No, I'm just kidding. I have friends in real life. But sometimes I do get too carried away, like I press the F2 button there and I ramble. Anyway, I'm done rambling. We are saving the game and exiting. Goodbye, guys. Thanks for watching, if you are still watching. Goodbye.